morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're watching from. This is Nnamdi Kanu, Freedom Media Communications. It's all about city boys. The city boys. Who are the city boys and who is city boy in Nigeria? I mean a platform being floated or floating right now by Obi Cubana, Emeka Okonkwo, aka E-Money, Zenco, T-Billion, and the Cubana chief priest. Who are the city boys or who is the city boy? We need something to clear up here. A city boy I know is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, born and bred up in the city. But all these IGBO boys, that are parading themselves in the southeastern Nigeria as city boys, they are not city boys, they are village boys. Tinubu is the city boy I know, so it's a great irony and they are trying to play on our intelligence. I know how the Igbo youths will be, that gullible in the sense that they will not understand or differentiate between city boy and city boys. And at least, among them who are village boys. Village boys are the Igbo billionaires who are trying to betray their brother Nnamdi Kanu by floating such platform in favor of APC political platform. And it seems that these Igbo billionaires are deaf. They don't understand what is on course presently. They are not trying to represent the Igbos well. They keep on selling, portraying saboteurs of the highest order. Sabotage is it when these Igbo billionaires could not mind what their brother Nnamdi Kanu is going currently for sake of the love of the Igbo man. Look at Obi Cubana, a man who has made money. He made name just recently when he buried his mama, I think 2022. The whole world actually understood whom he was, and thereby showcasing the Igbos, selling them on a global platform, as great enterprising nationality. I mean the Igbo themselves. And he did well, but recently we've seen him, palling, conniving with Tinubu, maybe in the name of his business, to promote his business. And let me warn, any Igbo man that is conniving with APC to promote Tinubu is doing so to promote his business, to sell his business, to make his establishment, sell. That should be the absolute understanding of all this city boy, stuff. Because the city boy I know is Tinubu. The village boys are Emeka Okonkwo, aka E-Money, Obi Cubana chief priest, Zenco, T-Billion, and so on and so forth. They were in the villages before, various villages, eking out a living with their grandfathers, uncles, and even biological fathers, with the 20 pounds given to their fathers, uncles, by Nigeria. And now that God has actually promoted them and blessed these great Igbo billionaires, they are selling out their Igbo brothers. Just look at Obi Cubana of yesterday from Oba. Look at Cubana chief priest, bloated like a bread soaked with water. He has now not understood how far Nnamdi has gone to suffer for Igbos. He is now calling himself city boy, city boys, working for Tinubu, managing to do an errand boy, simple because of business and money. Anyway, we are seeing it from that perspective, but generally we understand that they want to promote their businesses. Their various business establishments all over the world could sell when they, align with the presidency. But I ask questions. Without Tinubu, Obi Cubana made it in the past. Yeah, 2022 was an administration of the then Nigeria illiterate president Muhammad Buhari. It wasn't Tinubu's administration. And Obi Cubana was doing well. He made his money, establishing clubbing houses all over Europe, all over Africa, all over Nigeria, running hotels of, let me say, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 rooms, hotel rooms, big hotel establishment. Obi Cubana is a hotelier magnate. So I don't see the reason why city boys of a 10 or city boy warrant buying, spending billions, procuring buses and other mechanism to campaign for Tinubu 2027, presidential ambition. It's a waste of money because after all this, Obi Cubana spending trip with Zenco, with Emeka Okonkwo, at the end of the day, Lagos State government will still be bringing down their business institutions and establishment across Lagos State, all in the name of development. The other side harming the Igbos. Look at what happened recently at Aspanda Trade Fair. Igbo shopping malls constructed with billions of naira were brought down. I could remember IGBO, his own worth 2.5 billion, ultra-modern shopping mall. Could a Yoruba man be happy if his business establishment is brought down in Onitsha? That way, I think the whole Punch, the whole This Day and Nature newspaper will be writing rubbish about the Igbos. Selling ethnic sentiments in the air, spreading it all over social media. But Igbo man has been going through this and yet could not have sense. Igbo man could not have sense. Obi Cubana, city boy. You were a village boy before. Emeka Okonkwo, remember, you were hustling at Tinkan Island before God picks you and bless you. Tinubu did not bless you. I'm telling you, you better mind your business. We don't want to see this kind of thing, selling 2027 in the southeast. Sit down where you are and let politicians be deceiving themselves. Don't be lured into politicking. Stay away from 2027 campaign. Nigerians mean business because APC have gone a long way to bring this country down. And we are not smiling. Nigerians are not smiling. Stop painting yourself black with that kind of platform you are floating currently, city boys or city boy. All of you, my Igbo brothers, were village boys before. And you are trying to do what? To harm your brother Nnamdi Kanu the more, who is right now inside jail, doing nothing. He has not done anything. His counterpart IGBO was released by your so-called city boy. You could not have sense of understanding, Igbo businessman. I'm not trying to bring my brother's Igbo down, but at least understand what Nnamdi Kanu has done fighting the Igbo cause. Igbo man must be what? Must, let me say, emancipated in this contraption. This unarranged, properly arranged arrangement called Nigeria. We are engaging on promoting people that people that have given our uncles, our father, 20 pounds, 56 years ago. And now that God has blessed our uncles, blessed our father, blessing us, we've forgotten to give God praise and live careful life, alienating ourselves from our adversaries that actually wanted us to be slaves. They actually enslave us, but we are now like slaves that are more powerful, more vigorous than his master. That's whom the Igbos are. The Fulani, the Hausas, the Yorubas, after the war, they brought us down, thinking that we would be going, begging on the streets all over Nigeria. But today, who are the beggars? Who are the sellers of their lands? You see it. Obi Cubana, you should just calm down about these city boys of 18. Nobody is looking towards that way 2027. So, if you try it on Igbo land, I think we will bring you down. We, the Igbo youths, are promising you hell. You cannot excel with that idea of promoting someone that does not mean well for your brother Nnamdi Kanu. Kanu should come out first. Kanu first. Kanu first. Nnamdi Kanu's well-being first than any city boy campaign or platform being floated now by individuals we knew in the past as village boys. Kanu is about coming out, and it's all about paying back to someone who meant well for you. Life, generally, we know, is by what? Is reciprocal. Whatever you do in life should go back to you. Whosoever you help in life or assist must reciprocate it with good gestures. Incentives to at least placate you that actually, doles out benevolence to such person. This is a man that has been dying for the Igbos over how many years now? He was incarcerated from the SS facilities. He stayed almost 60 months there. And right now, on November 20th, an Aburo, all these quack chief justices. all the city boys, are village boys, and they are Igbo billionaires. They made money on their own out of their sweat. This time around, they want to align with APC and be bringing down the Igbo region, the southeast, the more because of money. But they are growing their businesses. If you look at them, their body languages is just to promote their businesses, but not knowing that na Yoruba man Afro-Vananya, Tinubu Afro-Vananya, Che Tinubu Afro-Vananya, Bajabi Amila Afro-Vananya, ma Bola Bayo Nonoga, na gemo governor no abonu ya kuru ne kuto sindi Igbo. Igbo na nwere ha melo, nwere anything Igbo melo na Bayo Nonoga, nke Igbo na hot mama Bayo Nonoga. Bayo Nonoga still runs his mouth against the Igbos. So this city boy of 18, city boys, procuring expensive Hummer jeeps up to, numbers, great numbers, spending billions. They should have used to help the Igbo youths, empower them in the southeastern Nigeria for procuring Hummer jeep to campaign for Tinubu administration that has turned its back on Igbos, destroying Igbo properties both in Abuja, FCT, and Lagos states. Look at our brothers, they could not think well. They could not have us as their number one interest. What they are doing is outside Igbo enclave, outside Igbo region. Igadigodum manama. Igadigodum manono. Ebiazia devano manama. These people, their charities and benevolence, I'm not seeing it starting at home. Their charity and benevolence is always started outside. They show themselves as bigger boy. Abiana Nibo, no empowerment, no federal government project, and these people are still supporting federal government Tinubu cause to overrun the entire southeastern Nigeria again, floating all this APC stuff. So what I'm saying is Igbos should, begin to have this sense of belonging, sense of going home, understanding themselves, even having pity for their brother that is right now down at Sokoto Correctional Prison. If not that America has made Nnamdi Kanu a citizen of state of Georgia, nobody would come out to say, Tinubu, why are you doing this or that? They are now challenging him. There's much pressure, international pressure from international communities on Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do the needful by signing executive order for Nnamdi Kanu to be, free. So right now, we are seeing a city boy movement that is a mockery, great insults, and a harassment to Igbo cause. And we believe they are not going to succeed because most of us, the youth, people that are going to cast the vote, we are right now apprehensive that APC has come with their another crafty moves to bring the Igbo man down. Okay, what about Nnamdi Kanu? Kanu will be indoor in the prison there, suffering at Sokoto Correctional Center, while Obi Cubana is, floating city boy platform, convincing the Igbo youth everything will be all right. Everything will be all right for how many years now that APC government has been in Nigeria? What are the projects? What are the present projects from federal government of Nigeria? Even our so-called ministers and senators representing us from our various constituencies in Igbo land. What is it as an empowerment brought down to southeastern Nigeria for the betterment of our youths? Is there any project like that? Is there any developmental infrastructure in the southeastern Nigeria from federal government of APC? None. Yet, Obi Cubana chief priests, Zenco, Emeka Okonkwo, the e-money, they are aligning with this current hellish administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to mock the Igbos. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu is crying foul in the prison because all that he has been preaching against is what you are all upholding, practicing, maintaining, following it. I mean, the so-called city boys. Your brother is suffering in jail. Oh. Have you ever been telling Che Tinubu, your friend, to tell his father to back down, that Kanu is illegally detained, prisoned for nothing on 20th November? The poorest in spirit, the most poorest Chief Justice of the Federation, among the Chief Justices, Arimowolo, and so on and so forth from Southwest here, they are all against Igbo cause. That's why a jail Nnamdi Kanu illegally for life. on 20th November, allowing IGBO, his counterpart, to go free. IGBO is agitating for dual republic with arms. Many arms, sketches of arms were discovered at his home. And yet, Kanu, that was doing so with Biro and the oratory rendition, was jailed on 20. City boys or no city boys, the Igbo youths, they actually know the needful, what to do about 2027 presidential election. Tinubu has been running up and down, employing all manners of Igbo billionaires, to make sure that they help him or assist him placating the Igbos so that they could actually vote for him comes 2027. We are not fools, we are not slaves. You cannot fool us many times. I'm telling you that the Igbos will not vote for you. The city boys in question, they have failed. They are not the type of people that could corner the Igbos. Nobody could corner the Igbos this time around. It is late. City boys of 18, it has failed. Nobody is city boys among them. All of them are village boys. They were village boys before coming into the city to make their money. And the system so far supported by you, the ruling classes in Nigeria, gave their uncles and their father 20 pounds. They have forgotten because none of them is not history blind. They don't know history, that's why they are doing what they are doing. I think the city boys of 18, the big boys, city boys, the village boys, Obi Cubana Cubana, chief priest, Meko Conquer the e-money, T-billion, Zenco, all of them that are using Homer Jeep, buying other vehicles to entice the Igbo youths into believing their enemies. It can never work. There is no Nnamdi Kanu now. Kanu matter is an imperative. Yes, we should all focus on Biafra, Republic of Biafra. Thank you so much for listening to Kanu Freedom Media Communications, managed by me. Thank you so much for watching. Share, subscribe from me, like, follow me, come down to commentary session and talk with me. You are all welcome.